Okay guys, so today in this video, I'm going to talk about how we can go ahead and improve this game. Now wait, before you go ahead and log off the video because you see Contest of Champions, I get it. This isn't the game that I usually cover, but down in the right corner you can see I still have, I have the main game up. So I just, I can explain this a little bit more so you guys can see it some more. So basically what I want to talk about today is how can we improve this game. And I honestly think that I feel like NetMarble is definitely missing out on some very key aspects. Only simply because, let me lower that a little bit. I say that because, right, NetMarble has purchased Kabam, right? For some of you guys to understand what's going on here, so this game right here is probably the game that sells the most in terms of NetMarble's revenue. There's just states, it's just back it up. Another game from NetMarble that can compete is Seven Deadly Sins, and even then their player base has just been going down because of how NetMarble has ran it. But let me give you guys a history. So this game it basically exploded. It definitely exploded. It got everybody in because of the nuance to this game. This game took a lot of skill, and it really didn't take much money unless if you wanted to get the character. So that's kind of how this game was built up, and people loved it. Even though the RNG aspect of this game was getting the characters. So that's kind of what turned some people off, but it exploded. It definitely did its thing. So I think back in 2018, 19-ish, NetMarble had purchased Kabam. And when they did that, we started to see things like 4 stars can't come into Act 6, money grabs like that. We started to see content become more champ specific, so it started to become more of the money you make or the money you spend to get a specific carrier rather than just the skill of it. We started to see a lot of things, and the rewards was taking a steady decline down. Let me go ahead and open this up because that sometimes it can die while I'm doing this. And we seen that decline happen in this game, but as a community, which is kind of what we're doing as a Marvel Future Revolution community right now, they revolted against Kabam per se, but I really think it was NetMarble. And we was able to go ahead and get them to revert a lot of the changes that they tried. See, now we got content that actually rewards skill. It's not really champ specific. I mean, it's better for other characters to do it, like in a certain class. But you don't really need money to get through the content anymore, how it used to be. And what I'm trying to say is, I feel like NetMarble should really take some ideas from Kabam instead of trying to implement their own ideas. For an example, Realm of Champions was supposed to be the next big thing like Marvel Future Revolution. But the way that Realm of Champions was set up, you could tell that NetMarble's greedy hands was all over that, and some of their business practices did not go well. Long story short, the game DOA. Now they're trying to dig themselves out of my hole. That's what NetMarble left Kabam to deal with. But if you're listening to this, NetMarble, please just follow at least some of these things to get the player base back in. So, right, I understand that every time you have a ranking, you don't want to have the ranking to be pay to rich gets richer, right? You really don't want that, but it's going to be bound to happen. So what you need to do, Kabam, is I understand you want, not Kabam, NetMarble, I understand you guys want to have people work for the rewards and you want them to be, RNG. And I get that. And I understand you guys have Marvel Future Fight, and I understand that rewards are not they're not permanent. I don't want to say permanent. They're not set. So, for an example, you see how here we have this thing called Alliance War and Marvel Contest of Champions. A lot of people really don't. They're okay with the game mode, but for a while the rewards were stale. But I think they're up to par now, so we have more people, competing than ever. But as you can see, we have set rewards here, right? You get this if you get a victory. You get that if you just lose. That's just the rewards that you get from this. For typically in NetMarble games, it would be like, oh, if you get a victory, these shards, you could get 270, but that's probably the highest, and then the lowest you can get is 110. That's if you win, so you just never know what you get. And I feel like what their ranking rewards, they're doing that all over again in Marvel Future Fight. Nobody wants to rank up in Marvel Future Fight. I keep saying Marvel Future Fight. Marvel Future Revolution, just for you guys to go ahead and poop all over them with the rewards. People won't guarantee rewards, okay? When people rank in something like this, they want to see the rewards. Like, they want these rewards to be permanent. They want them to be set. As you can see, look at what number 1 gets all up here. That is a ton of rewards, and people knows what they're going to get. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is what they're going to get. This is a selector for them, a whole selector, which means they get to choose what they want out of there. And even though this right here is a layer of RNG, but you still get 3 picks on top of that. So even if you do open it and it's a 3 shitty characters, you can at least pick the less shitty characters. There is nothing up here. Hell, even if you come down here, there's literally nothing here that makes you look like, oh, damn, that's not really going to help at all. Like, I feel like there's way too many rewards in a ranking system where you look at it and you're kind of like, what am I going to do with that? Like, how is that going to help me? And if you look at these, all of these can help you at any level, every single level. I'm right here because I'm chilling. But even here, even though I'm far past these rewards, everything here is going to help me. There's nothing I'm sitting here like, what the hell I'm going to do with that? Like this right here, I might not open it right now, but I can wait for the new characters to drop, and then I can open it. If I get one of those new characters, great. Now I can play with one of those new characters. Or if I need a certain ability for a character that I might need, if it's in there, then it's in there. But if I open it and I get 3 shitty characters, I'm going to pick the one that is, if he's not duped, I'm going to pick him to dupe him to make him stronger, make something out of him, and get ISO, because that's really important in this game to rank up our characters. So you're always going to get something that you're going to need. Even though you might not need it in that certain moment, it's going to pop up. And another thing is, we have this thing where we're constantly, in this game, they're constantly buffing characters. For an example, let's go ahead and look at this guy. This guy was one of the worst characters in the game, and he just blew up, and now everybody loves this guy. Back in the day, if you would have got that 5-star crystal I was talking about, you would have been like, oh, this guy's garbage, it ruins your day. But as soon as the day he got his buff, it was a happy day for everybody who pulled in and duped the Colossus. So like, even if you do pull a shitty character in this game, I feel like 60 to 70% of the community is okay with it, because they might have some kind of how do I say, faith that Kabam will go ahead and buff them. Whereas I feel like in Marvel Future Revolution at this moment, I don't think the player base really has faith that you guys are going to buff things. You have to build faith. A lot of things in this game, especially in Contest of Champions, they're in the lull period of, they're having a bug issue where they're having problems dexterity and parrying, right? But as long as that's going to keep going on, the developers are going to keep passing out compensation. I've had, you can look anywhere in chat, so many people will say, bro, I have so many revives, so many potions that they're going to expire. I'm not using them because they're coming out at such a rate. It's just coming out ridiculously. Like at this point, people just want them to go ahead and fix the problem instead of all this compensation because of how much of it is coming out. Everybody is grateful for it, but like I'm saying, Marvel Future Revolution, you guys have not built this community. Okay, you cannot release events that has to make people spend crystals in order to get the final reward, the golden reward, but not give nobody any kind of announcement that is coming months in advance. You guys just sprung it on them and told them, hey, if you didn't save your crystals, like, tough luck. You cannot do that, okay? Whenever bloopers, I know my phone likes to die a lot, Jesus, or go to sleep a lot, but whenever Kabam is gonna have a big event the next month, they literally, like, you can literally, let me open up this right here. Usually when you complete this, it literally gives you a whole cutscene and it sends a message to your mailbox and let you know, like, hey, maybe you wanna start saving up. This is what the event might look like. So people can save up and they know what's gonna at least come. The last time I would say that they sprung something up on us that was just hella random was there was an event, right? This event came around probably 3 weeks ago. It was a gold event and you got all kinds of good rewards in that gold event just spending gold. So free-to-play players was just eating. Everybody was eating on that, and everybody loved it. And I can even tell you guys, right? So we had these things called Nexus 6 stars, what I showed you guys for the rank 1. Like, people were getting rank 1 alliance rewards for gold. Let that sink in. Can you imagine Marvel Future Revolution giving out just a 2-star regional piece for gold? Like that's the equivalent of to like what happened there, and they just gave that out to everybody just cause. And another thing that you guys have to realize, when you make events like that, you cannot, by the love of God of me, put in a power gate that 90% of the game has not hit that, unless if you spent an assload of money. Like, let me go ahead and open up my titles. So in this game, we have these things we like to call Cavaliers, and we have these things we like to call Throne Breakers. You have Uncollected. These are progression titles, okay? Whenever Kabam releases a progression title, they don't release content specifically for that. Like, they don't lock other people out specifically for that title until months later down, like when majority of the player base has at least got there, or at least 50% has got there, okay? Like, we had Cavalier for the longest before we actually even got a Cavalier side quest. And it allowed, now it was tough on some whales for sure, they were running around in a cycle, but it helped free-to-play players get up there, right? It actually got to the point where free-to-pay players and pay-to-win players, if you want to call them that, they were kind of in the same level. The only thing that really separated them were prestige. And that's another thing that I feel like NetMarble has definitely failed, because when you look at this game, you look at all the content creators, even if you go look at the top alliances in this game, they're not all just decked out with whales and low spenders, okay? They have free-to-play players that, you know, as long as they bust their cheeks every day grinding arena, they have the units to go up there and compete. Like, everything here in it is so mind-blowing, because this is supposed to be one of the greediest gacha games, right? But you play something like Marvel Future Fighter or Marvel Future Revolution, bro, you only get like 25 crystals a day if you don't spend. Hell, even in Marvel Future Revolution, you'll get 0 if you're in game, so you don't even get nothing, period. But you go play their themes, you probably get like, what, 400 crystals a week or something like that. Dude, there's free-to-play players in this game who can do every single one of these objectives in a week. Not even a week, in 3 days. They would get like 500 units in 3 days. In 3 days. Let that sink in. which means by the end of the day, and that's not even counting the other currency they get, which is battle chips, which they can open up for more units, which means possibly they can probably be looking up upwards to 650 to 700 units per week. Like on average, that's probably on average if they've actually grinded. Like that's their premium currency right there. And I see people like, oh, well, your currency is different because you have to spend it in order to get characters. First, you really don't, because this game, look at that. I have not spent no money for these at all, and I can pick any of these if I want to. All you gotta do is grind, and in every game mode has these. There's no bottlenecks in here. There's no, oh, I have to do that game mode in order to get this certain reward. Every game mode in here gets touched because every game mode serves a purpose. I feel like Marvel Future Revolution, you guys know that your Omega War and your Dimension Duel only serves a purpose to whales. You know no one is playing that. Same thing with Danger Zone. So what did you guys do? You do the laziest things and you just put an event to make people pay those game modes. And what do I mean by that? Let me put this up a little bit more for you guys. They know nobody is playing PvP, so they put in these game modes right here. They put in these events to make people do it. And even then, people still aren't doing these. Danger Zone. What did they do for Danger Zone? They knew no one was playing Danger Zone. So what did they do? They locked the level progression system through them. That's so cheap. Like, if you want people to play these game modes, make them balanced, make them fair. That's what you guys have to do. For an example, you know how Kabam got their players to go ahead and invest in Alliance War and AQ? Instead of going ahead and just doing BS, they went ahead and reworked the maps. They reworked nodes, adding different features to give different slight gameplays, different outcomes, and they also increased the rewards. And on top of that, for our Alliance quest, they went ahead, lowered the cost of things in here, and also simultaneously increased the credits you get for the glory. So now everybody literally runs AQ if you're in Alliance. Like, that's just no debate. You're gonna run that. And now more than ever, we have smaller alliances who don't have a 3 battle group that's, ready competing. They may have, whereas before you could be able to get 2, like Gold 1 and Gold 2 with only 2 battle groups because nobody was really doing it because of the rewards and the time and effort. But now the rewards equal so much of the time and effort that now we have more than ever alliances trying to push for Gold 2, Gold 1 and above. And they're even going as far as to go ahead and take the loss. Just go ahead and put in 3 battle groups. Try to get 100% that. Go ahead and take the loss, because if you 100% with 3 battle groups and it says a close game, you're going to get more points than Alliance that only runs 2 or 1 battle group that wins. So more than ever, you have people pushing up there because of these rewards. Those are the kind of things that people want to see in Marvel Future Revolution. They don't want to just see a one-off event to get people playing. That's not fun to nobody. Another thing, you guys need some kind of fun daily repetitive grind, okay? You have to get people invested into playing the game. NetMarble, you guys did this. You guys do this in Marvel Future Fight as well. You have to stop putting all the good rewards behind logins. As you can see, look at the logins for these. These logins, they are alright. They're nice and helpful, but like there's nothing in here that's game changing, like a 5-star uniform or a CTP chest in Marvel Future Fight. And since because these login awards aren't busted, they're able to go ahead and spread these rewards out throughout the whole content, right? So now somebody doesn't have to log on every day, take like 30 minutes out of their day to do some dailies if they're not feeling it. They can miss a day and it won't hurt them. And even then, you have 8 days here, so you still have a grace period if you miss a day or 2 of logging in. I think that's why a lot of people do gravitate to this game, even though it is a gacha game and you have to pay for your characters, because they know that they can do all this on their own time. There's nothing in here that's stopping you from going at your own pace. Now, limited side events. Now that might. Oh my goodness! And another thing, I almost forgot, because this right here is what really peed me off and what made me make this video. Okay, so listen here. NetMarble, when you make an event, the event has to be for everyone. Okay, listen. I don't think you guys are listening to me. This event is going on. Of course, I'm not in it right now because I'm still grinding my Marvel Future Revolution. But anybody will ask you, this event is so cake and the rewards are so good. Like, the way Kabam has set this up, they dropped free 2 characters for everyone to have. All you gotta do is rank up those characters and go and have a blast so you can go ahead and get the rewards. Now, if this was a NetMarble thing, you know what they would probably do? They'll probably drop the character and tell you, oh yeah, you gotta go buy the character in order for you to play with the character. Not grind for him, but buy for him. If you can't buy for him at the end of the event, then sucks for you, buddy. You're not getting the rewards. That stuff right there turns people off. And I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. And the rewards in Marvel Future Revolution are so RNG, it's absolutely disgusting. I could go ahead and pull up battle challenges right now to show you some layers of RNG of what I'm talking about here. I am only 19 at this moment. I'm definitely gonna push higher. It'd be easy. Don't worry about it. But so this is where we're at, right? So we grab these. Already it starts off RNG, okay? So we got 3 out of 5 cores, which basically is going to be 3, let's be honest here. And then after that 3 out of 5 cores, now you gotta see which cores you're gonna get. You can get lucky and pull a 5-star core. But what if that 5-star core is a yellow core? Now it's a dud. You don't want no 5-star cores because it's HP. Who cares about that? Or you can go ahead and try to crunch all 3 of those stars and turn them into a 4-star, and you can crunch them into a 5-star. Or let's say you're looking for a green one and you're looking for defense pierce because they're always changing it. Now let's say you go roll it, you get 2 green cores, but they're both critical damage. We need a way to go ahead and target, and this is gonna segue into my next thing. I think Kabam went ahead and integrated this in one of the best ways possible. They understood that this game is definitely based on RNG. They understood that they're going to constantly bring out characters after characters. They understood that. So what did they do? They created a dual crystal, and so you can go ahead and target a specific class that you want and a specific character that you want. So now you're only probably, instead of trying to go pull for 200 other things, you only have these 2 classes right here, probably 50 each, even if that. People have literally targeted champs over and over and saved up, and they've actually got champs that they've wanted. We need something like this, okay? And if it's the core system, if it's the badge system, we just need something where we can target it. Putting badges only in Blitz, to me, that's a bottleneck. Bottlenecks are not. It's not good enough. You guys need to do better. You want to make people play it. Like, for example, I told you guys, you can get the premium currency in here. This is majority of it. But you're not just bottlenecked to that one, right? You can go to the story missions, and these story missions are coming out rapidly every time. So you're going to get credits every time. No, this is no, you get all the crystals up front when you're free to play in the beginning, and then once you get deeper and deeper down, the units slow up. No, the units don't slow up. They actually go increase the further you go and the higher your roster goes, because you can grind arena more and more efficiently. But back to what I'm saying, as you can see, you can go to each path and you have units right there on the path. Same thing with the side quests. you can go ahead, if you go ahead and knock out your first side quest, you know, the one that's your highest difficulty, you can play the lower ones if you have some extra energy left over that you just want to go in there and snag some things. What can you get from there? You can get more units from there. So, and on top of that, you get more shards that are guaranteed. There's no up and down to it. It's guaranteed. So I think what I'm trying to say is I feel like NetMarble, you guys need to implement things from this game. The reason a lot of people keeps playing this game and why this game makes so much money for you is for the simple fact of not because it's a gacha game, not because people want to play Marvel. It plays a factor, but it's because this game respects people's time. Marvel Future Revolution does not respect people's time. You're going to have a few whales. They're definitely going to make their payments to you to stay at the top. But even they know, like, I'm doing this for what? Now, granted, they're not as smart because whales in Marvel Contest of Champions during law periods, they just flat out quit paying and just leave the game if they feel like they're asking, so what am I doing this for? So and you guys also do have to understand that, yes, this one is for you too, Marvel. Yes, Marvel the cinematic universe definitely plays a part in Marvel's explosion. We're not going to deny that. But you guys have to understand when you're making games, you cannot, NetMarble, you cannot just make a Marvel game and try to bank solely on MCU characters. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite tried it. That failed. Marvel Future Fight tried it. It didn't take off for the first couple years. Honestly, Marvel Future Fight really didn't take off. Whereas, Marvel Contest Champions, they dropped, they already had their Wolverines, they had their Scarlet Witches, their Cyclops, their Storms. They had all that already. They already hit their ground running. NetMarble, you guys had to play up once you decided you wanted to wait until 2016, 2017, 2-3 years later to when they dropped Mutants. You guys had a spike there, but then it went increasingly right back down. And even this year, your two most money-making updates were literally the Mutant updates, where it had Cable, Deadpool, Mutants, and then you just had a lot of people go ahead and spend money on the new update you just had for Wolverine's outfit. So, it's baffling to me why in Marvel Future Revolution, you guys decided that you were only going to put one mutant in there in favor of Star-Lord, Captain Marvel, and Black Widow. And I think the worst thing I don't like about it is you guys knew that nobody cared for Captain Marvel, Star-Lord, or Black Widow. So you went ahead and just made Black Widow and Captain Marvel so busted so people have to play them. For an example, you guys didn't make Star-Lord busted. Barely people plays him. This is what happened to Black Widow and Captain Marvel if you did not. And I legit mean it. I really think this. I feel like that's what would happen to them if you did not make them busted. Storm, for all intents and purposes, people swear that she's trash, which is completely false. But yet somehow she's on your top 3 most populars in the game. Now that could be because, content creators did suggest her or Dr.Strange as, your PvE character that you might want to go through there, which is fine. But there's a reason why every time you guys show sneak peeks of new uniforms, it's always Spider-Man first, Storm, and Doctor Strange. Because that's what people are. Those are the people. You have the data and you see that's who people are using. The only people who really use Black Widow and Captain Marvel are the people who cares about the meta or whales. That's really it. So like just dabble a little bit more into the mutants if you can, because that's definitely what's going to help you. And for an example, man, I'm gonna let you guys know this now. Marvel Contest of Champions was having some big old lows for a while, and their characters coming out. They were coming out and they were good. Don't get it twisted, they were good. But the money wasn't flowing as good as it probably should have. But let me tell you something. The month when we got Professor X and Apocalypse, that shit blew the whole year out of the water right there. And both mutants was good. Bro, that whole month was on fire. People was just sitting there hoarding their crystals. About time they came around in the future 6 stars, YouTube was just opening, views everywhere. Because people love mutants. You cannot, and I'm literally stressing this as much. I understand that you guys probably realize that, which is why I'm guessing you guys went ahead and made Magic the first pre-launch, post-launch character, because she's a mutant. And you see that even though people don't even really know Magic, they hear mutant, they already intrigued on like what can she do. Like I'm saying. So I know this video is a little bit ranty. I know I'm going a little bit longer. I don't know if I'm gonna cut this short. I understand I'm everywhere, but I just want Marvel Future Revolution to understand what we want. You get what I'm saying? When you open up things in this, because every game is going to have a layer of RNG, but if the RNG is good no matter what, then people are going to be fine with it. Like, there is literally no way you can play this game and go a day and actually get weaker than what you were before. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So you play this game, you get some rewards, right? These right here, you get some rewards. You can play this game mode. You can play game modes. Get this for sure. Let's say you need a mutant. Let's say you because it's never gonna go your way sometimes. So let's say I'm gonna open this and I want a yellow one. So this is going to be RNG. We're for sure know this is going to be RNG, right? But here's the thing. I may be looking for yellow now, but let's see if I get it. I got that. I don't need that. What the fuck am I going to do with that at this moment? I can't think of a life of what I can do with it, because I'm pretty sure that's probably the most one I got. So let's go over here and look, and let's see. Look, I got 10 out of those. That's probably the most I have from all of them, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or the red ones. But the thing that I'm trying to get at is, even though I don't need it in this moment, there's going to come a time where it will be needed. And then I can look back on this, and let's say I barely got enough. Then we can look back at this video and be like, holy shit, I barely made it by one. Now what if I didn't open up this crystal and I didn't get this one? You see, you need retrospectives like that. Even though the rewards are RNG, you can't have shitty rewards in the RNG. You need things that's gonna go ahead and be useful no matter what when you're opening up things that are RNG. Especially if your rewards are gonna be RNG. Like from here, I want to get a purple lady named Purgatory. So let's go ahead and open this right now. I'm saving it for the video for this perfect example. I don't need a single character in here. Okay, maybe that blue guy I do want. I do need him for sure. But for all intents and purposes, I want the purple lady. Let's go ahead and see who I get. I'm definitely probably going to get shafted. Oh, okay. Okay, so, yes. All right, I did need her. Okay, let me screenshot that real quick. Because what the fuck. Okay, but I did need her. But let's say I went ahead and got the two people that was next to her. The guy in the red and the guy in I think it was Spider-Man. Even though I really didn't need one of those guys, I would have duped them. And that dupe would have went ahead and gave me these things we like to call ISOs. These ISOs are helpful no matter what. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you have things like this and you have gambling systems, you have to have at least something that's going to make people come back to these. So just make the rewards better. If you're going to have RNG on top of RNG, make sure the RNG is, there's no way you can get weaker first of all, and also make sure the RNG is fair. The RNG in this game, it's fair. The only reason it's fair is because when you open it, it's going to feel bad in that moment, but somewhere later down the line, it's going to come in handy. So just take that in mind when you're going ahead and making your new events and things like that. Just be generous, okay? That's all. If you guys like my examples, and you like how I'm running this through, give a like, please subscribe. We're only 2 away from 100. I'm gonna have my first live stream, so I'm so excited for that. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Why not, man? If you fuck with me, go ahead. All right, y'all. Peace out.